it stop! Make it stop! The never-ending stream of championship games continues for Blackburn Rovers as they don't bother coming home from Swansea as they take on their very, 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 very merry, difficult Bristol City on their own turf. We're going to talk about that, I hope, and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another championship match preview as we look ahead to Bristol City up against Blackburn Rovers at Thrashton Gate. And we'll talk about that in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football related, all here. Underwaroski, that's right, it is the never-ending stream of championship games. It is the festive period, and it doesn't stop here, folks. We got flipping Wigan next week, and then it's just game after game after game after game after game after game after game. But today, we're going to talk about this weekend's match, and it's a difficult one. It is Bristol City. So let's get going and focus on this sucker. Takes place right here in the glorious Ashton Gate, what I call it, Thrashton Gate, because we got our asses handed to us, I think 2 seasons on the bounce now, or at least 1 season. We got battered last season. We'll talk more about that in a second. So Bristol City with a fancy new badge, looking sweet. The match does take place this 14th of December, Saturday, with Bristol City managed by Lee Johnson, a well-oiled machine. I've got them finishing well high in the division, probably top 6 for sure. They look the part. They've got all the players. They've got it made. They've got it made. If anything, I wish Rovers was run like this. Buy them cheap, sell them for a lot of money, and get yourselves into the Premier League. They're not there yet, but they've been knocking on the door the past 2 seasons. Last season they did finish 8th. The danger man for me is it was lucky dip me, pick anyone out there. But Josh Brownhill gets the nod. The record against Rovers: 44 games, 19 wins for Bristol City. They won more than us. 11 draws, 14 wins for Rovers. The last few matches, obviously double bubble for Bristol City last season, picking up the 4-1 win at Thrashton Gate, and also beat us on our own turf, 1-0 win. This season we're duking it out this Saturday and again on the 14th of March. So let's take a look at some of the characteristics and all that kind of good stuff. This game is it's got a little bit of a spin on it. We'll talk more about the spin when we get to the teams. Okay, so the strengths of Bristol City. What can we tell you? Finishing scoring chances is their strong, one of the strong attributes, as is attacking down the wings, creating chances through balls and stealing the ball from opposition. Their weaknesses, though, stopping opponents from creating chances, defending against long shots, defending against through balls, protecting the lead, avoiding individual errors, defending set pieces, and defending a counter attack. So, despite their position in the table, they've got a whole host of weaknesses there. Bristol City's style attempt through balls often down the middle, down the right hand side. They do mix it up with their first 11 and then pretty non-aggressive, and they play their ball in their own half. As for Rovers' strengths, we've just got a couple. Creating long shot opportunities, which defending long shots is one of the weaknesses. Yeah, defending set pieces is one of our strengths. So, protecting the lead is one of our weaknesses, and avoiding offside is one of our weaknesses. So, we don't have as many as they do, but maybe that's a good thing. Our style is playing down the middle, also playing out wide, and also non-aggressive. Forecast says Blackburn will score through a long shot, and there'll be a low number of cards. Or will there? These are my expected starting 11s. We've got Bentley at centre-back, Rowe, Baker, and Williams at centre-back alongside Hunt, Ellison, Nagy, Masengo, Brownhill. There he is, the man I am tipping to be the danger man. Diadu up top, and Wyman up top as well, scoring goals as well, those guys. As for Rovers, obviously no Dacarino, which is a massive blow for us, but we got Walton. I'm going to try and stick with close to the team, mixed it up a little bit. You know what, I do expect probably more changes than this, but I've gone with Walton, Downing, Lennon, Adebayo, and Nyambe. Travis, Evans. You might look at maybe pulling Evans and bringing in either a Bennett or a Johnson, something like that, or maybe even a Buckley. But I think you do need a bit of savviness in there. The centre spot is Dacarino's, but today it will be for Lewis Holtby. Stick him in the middle there. Rothwell on the left, even though he was shit on the midweek game, and Armstrong on the right. He did score last week, and then I'm going with Sam Gallagher up front, despite Big DG's goal. I think with Dak out of the equation, him and DG, the link-up play will be far less prevalent, so I'm going to go with Gallagher up top. So anyway, that's my lineup. The gaffer will have his own versions. How about the statistics? Well, Wyman tops the charts, 4 goals for Bristol City. He has 8. Diadu has 6. Brown has 5. Phobie has 3. Hunt has 5 yellows, Rowe has 4 yellows, Wyman and Palmer also have 4 yellows. 1 red card to Bristol City, that goes to Diadu as well. As for the Rovers, they've got Dacarino tops the charts with 10 goals, Armstrong was at 4, Williams has got 3, Gallagher has 3 as well. As for the discipline, yellows, 5 yellows for Matey Boy, Lenihan, 4 for Bennett, 5 for Cunningham, 3 for Williams, and Dacarino does have that red card picked up against Swansea. So he will not be there. Let's take a look at the last 5 matches for both sides here. Bristol City come into this on a defeat, losing at home to Millwall, 2-1 in the end. Before that, they beat Fulham on the road, beating Huddersfield as well, 5-2. They did get battered by West Brom, 4-1, and they did draw with Nottingham Forest. So there's 2 wins out of the past 5. As the Rovers were unbeaten in 5, which looks good right now. If we take a picture, we'd like to run with that form throughout the rest of the season. 4 wins and 1 draw in the last 5. Obviously, the draw last time out was at the Liberty, 1-1 final score. We did beat Derby 1-0 at Ewood. We also beat Stoke on the road 2-1. Massive win against Brentford and also a bit of a nervy one against Barnsley. The next 5 games, though, for both sides, again, this weekend is the big one. We're talking about it right here, right now. Then it's Sheffield Wednesday for Bristol City. That's on a week Sunday. And then on Boxing Day, they take on Charlton. On 29th, they take on Luton Town back at home. And then they'll take on Brentford on New Year's Day. As for Rovers, Wigan in front of the cameras on a Monday night. Then 3 days later, we take on Birmingham back at Ewood. Huddersfield on the road on the 29th of December. Then we take on Nottingham Forest as well on New Year's Day. So slam-packed schedule for both home and away. Let's take a look at the home and away form heading into this. Bristol City's home form looks pretty decent. Just the 1 defeat out of the past 6, losing to Millwall. Before that, they had 3 wins out of the past 5, beating Huddersfield, Reading and Charlton, and a couple of draws in the mix as well, Wigan and Forest. I'll take a point right here, right now. As for Rovers away form, not great. Actually unbeaten in 2 though, drawing with Swansea and beating Stoke. Before that was defeats against Leeds, Preston, Birmingham and Rangers. But that form, combined with our home form, has put us 3rd in the form table, looking pretty good. As for Bristol City, they're now 7th in the moment, picking up 10 points of a possible 18. We picked up 13 of a possible 18, so not too shabby. That's both home and away. If you want to take a look at the home form though, we're up to 4th. Bristol City are up to 11th. So just 1 win out of 4 if you break the numbers down to finer margins. Rovers looking good at home at the moment, which is great. Make it a fortress, people are saying. As for our away form, we're down to 17th, which is just 4 points out of a possible 18. Bristol City, who we don't really care about their away form because they're playing at home. They've actually only lost twice on the last 6 games away from home. Let's take a look at the last 6 games in all competitions, all venues between 2 sides. It's 3 wins for Bristol City, 1 win for Rovers, 2 draws along the way. Rovers' last victory was back in 2015 at Bristol City. Grant Hanley and Ben Marshall from the penalty spots gave us the win back then in the Championship as well. But after that, it was an unbeaten run for Bristol City, picking up 2 draws and 3 wins, including those back-to-back wins last season, both home and away. If you want to take a look at the last 6 or the last 4 at Thrashton Gate, it's pretty even Stevens. Obviously, Bristol City winning the past 2. But going back a few more years, Rovers involved in a 8-goal thriller with Jordan Rhodes bagging a couple, Nuno Gomez, Scott Dan, Ruben Rashina back in the day, 2012, when we won 5-3. I was at a theme park when that game was going on. Obviously, we didn't have access to the games back in those days in the Championship over in the US of A. But and then also we beat them 2-0 with we already mentioned that. We'll get up to speed, Dirk. Sort it out. What's going on this weekend? We're going to take a look at it. The Championship lineup. We have Charlton against Hull. That kicks us off on Friday. Got to get my predictions out nice and early. Birmingham against West Brom. Bit of a derby. That bad boy. Barnsley against QPR. Derby against Millwall. Also on Saturday. Swansea Borough. Stoke against Reading. Preston against Luton. Brentford against Fulham. Wigan are up against Huddersfield. Leeds take on Cardiff and Forest against Wednesday. But obviously the game of the weekend is at Thrashton Gate. It is Bristol City up against Blackburn Rovers. All 3 o'clock kickoffs for the most part. Just those top 2 a little bit different. This is what the table looks like out in the Championship at the moment. Leeds lead the way. Top of the pops. West Brom are in 2nd. Fulham, this weekend's opponents, Bristol City are in 4th. Forest 5th and Preston are in 6th. Barnsley, Wigan and Stoke are going down at the moment. Rovers sit nice and pretty in 10th. It's not bad. It's not a bad spot to be in. And a win for us, believe it or not, could go us up to 5th in the table. That is right. A win for Bristol City, though, could see them go to 3rd. and they'll be chasing down those top two. That's what's on the offering for these boys. Let's take a look at some of the intricate details now on both teams. So we're going to open up with Bristol City. They've scored a bunch of goals, 34 goals this season, 20 from open play, 10 from set pieces, 3 own goals, and when they say own goals, the opposition have put them in the back of the net, and 1 penalty. As for their goals conceded, they've let in goals, 14 goals from open play, 8 from set pieces, 4 from counter-attack, 2 penalties, and 2 OGs scored. So, and there's the statistical probabilities of those taking place. How about their positional play? They like to come down the right-hand side. 42% of all attacking moves coming down the right-hand side. Boss in the middle third as well, 45%. As for their shots, 72% of them come through the middle and 54% within the 18-yard box. As for shots received, 63% of them come through the middle and 52% within the 18-yard box. As for Rovers, our goals have been scored, 18 of them through open play, 6 through set pieces, 2 via the penalty spot and 2 OGs. As for goals conceded, 20 from open play, 4 from set pieces, 3 from penalties and 1 OG as well. Our positional play, it's kind of more split, 38% down the right-hand side, 35% down the left. So we come out from wide a lot, 40% through the middle. That's our action zones is predominantly in the middle third. As for our shots, 70% through the middle, 60% within the 18-yard box. As for shots received, 62% through the middle and 51% in the 18-yard box. Where do Bristol City rank in some of these charts here? Well, I can't really see them. The only one I see is in the ratings, but that doesn't really count. That's based on opinion. But stats-wise, I don't see them. All Rovers in any of these top 5 of these categories. Fulham still lead the way with possession, 61% of on average per game possession-wise. Top side aggressive wise is Wigan with 45 yellows and 3 reds to the name. As for the aerial duels, West Brom bossed that one with 56.1% on average, winning the possession. Shots per game, Leeds lead the way with that, 16.2 shots on average per game. With pass accuracy, Fulham take that chart as well, so 86.3% on average. Reach their intended target when playing. That's the Championship top teams. What about the top players? Well, here we go. Take a quick look at the top goal scorer on shots. Mitrovic leads the way still with 16 goals to his name. But look who's there in number 7, but he won't be there this Saturday. He's taking the afternoon off by force. Bradley Decavino's in there with 9 goals. He's just one shy of double digits within the league. No Bristol City players within the goal scoring charts, but we do have one leading the charge in the assists. He's in second spot with 8 assists. That's Ellison. So he's pretty savvy setting up the opportunities for somebody to put the ball in the back of the net, whether it be Wyman, whether it be Diodaru or whatever his name is. They've got the creativity within the club to find the back of the net. So this one's going to be a difficult one. I'd gladly take a point. You know what? And some people would say it would be a. Some people have been looking to get at least 3 points over these past 2 games, Swansea and Bristol City. But realistically, these are 2 very difficult sides. So it's a pretty a fair distance to travel if you're a away supporter. If you're a Blackburn Rovers player, you know it's not like it's up in the northwest and it's just down the road and you know what we can go back home and things. Rovers are doing it a little bit different, staying away from home, staying in that neck of the woods for the next couple of days. I would gladly take a point. I would. Is it realistic to think that we have a chance without Dak to win this game? I don't know. I think our chances have taken a massive battering without him. I think with him in there, it does open up some more opportunities. But this is a good chance to see what we're like. What we're like without Dak. You know, these situations don't come around that often. We did see it in League One, the first couple of maybe 5 or 6 games. Dak wasn't clicking in gear, so he was dropped, and we eventually found a bit of form. Whether it's through injury or suspension, this is the prime time for us to see what we've got without him, because that ethos will come around very, very soon. We will be playing without Dak for the long term very, very soon. Doubtful it's going to be in January, but possibly in September next season when he's probably moved on to better things. So this is kind of an insight of what the Blackburn Rovers without Bradley Dak will look like, and hopefully it turns out a good performance. It's a chance for Rothwell. It's a chance for Holtby. It's a chance for some of these other boys to come in and stake a claim to be, you know what? There's life after Dak. even though we still got them. Anyway, folks, give me your thoughts and opinions about this game. Do we actually have a chance against Bristol City? Give me your thoughts and opinions in the old comment section down below. I was planning to do some fan inputs on this one, but this game this week is so manic, and I've also got dentist appointments up the yin-yang, so I don't have the time for that. So if you were interested in doing that, we're going to have to wait for the game in March. I'm sorry. But until then, I'm going to let you get out of here. Make sure you smash that thumbs up and smash subscribe if you are new. And we'll talk about the game maybe on Saturday. We'll do a watch along again. It's dentist permitting, see how I'm feeling and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, until then, I'm going to let you get out of here. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. I'll see ya next time around. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.